Morning students, how are you all? I hope you all are fit, fine and healthy. Today we are going to learn English. Myself Zainab Kagdi is going to teach you English from Oxford Revised New Pathways course book. So kindly take out your textbook and take out page number 104. Unit 8, Section 2, Flames in the Forest. Sometimes the forces of nature can help forge new human bonds. Let us see how these forces help us to see the best in man. So my dear students, today you are going to learn a lesson named Flames in the Forest. In this there is one character, Romy. And now Romy finds himself in difficulty. He faces forest fire, and then during crossing the path of forest, he finds many dangerous animals, and he also finds the best quality in man. Let us now not waste much of our time and start reading our lesson. Romy was about to mount his bicycle. Suddenly, he spotted smoke rising from behind the distant line of trees. "It looks like a forest fire," said Prem, his friend. "It's nowhere near the road," said Romy. So here, in the first two lines, it's been said Romy was about to mount his bicycle. So Romy is a boy. To mount his bicycle means he was about to start a bicycle. Suddenly, he spotted smoke rising from behind the distant line of trees. That means he smelled something and he thought that the smoke is coming from behind the line of trees. "It looks like a forest fire." So here we have the second character in the story, who is Prem, who is a friend of Romy. "It's nowhere near the road." So as you can see with this statement that Romy is a very brave kid. It's nowhere near the road. So maybe he is going to cross the forest, but this forest fire has not reached near the road. So he is ready to move into the forest. "There's a strong wind," said Prem, looking at the dry leaves swirling across the road. It was the middle of May and it hadn't rained for several weeks. The grass was brown, the leaves of the trees covered with dust. Even though it was about 6 o'clock in the evening, the boys' shirts were damp with sweat. So here Prem is very cautious and he tells Romy that there is a strong wind and there are even dry leaves. It is the middle of the May and it hadn't rained for several weeks. The grass was brown, so as we can see that the color of the grass has turned brown. That means these grasses did not find water since long. And the leaves of the trees are covered with dust. That means there is no rainfall, even though it was about 6 o'clock. So at 6 o'clock there is a cool environment around us. But here, as there is no rainfall and in the middle of May, the boys' shirts were damp with sweat. So it was very heat there. "It will be getting dark soon," said Prem. "You would better spend the night at my house." So here Prem is very much cautious for Romy and he suggests him that it will be getting dark soon, so it's better you stay at my house for the night. No, I said I would be home tonight. My father isn't keeping well." That means his father is not well. "The doctor has given me some pills for him." So now pills means tablets. So now doctor has given him some tablets to give to his father because he is not well. So he has to go home and give these pills or tablets to his father. You would be hurry then. That fire seems to be spreading. So now Prem is suggesting then you should go very fast so that this fire is spreading very fast. So now you have to leave. It will take me only 40 minutes to ride through the forest. Bye Prem, see you tomorrow. So now, as we know that Romy is very brave, so it takes only 40 minutes to ride through the forest. He says goodbye to Prem and then he starts his bicycle. As you can see in the picture that this is Romy and this is his friend Prem. Now Romy is in the forest and he rides his bicycle. He has to pass through this forest and there is a danger of forest fire. Let us move towards the next page. Romy mounted his bicycle and set out. His village was about 7 miles on the other side of the forest. He rode swiftly out of the village. Ahead of him, the smoke rose from the burning forest and the sky glowed red. He soon left the village far behind. He was now paddling on the edge of the forest. This was the part Romy enjoyed the most. The wind was rushing past him, blowing his hair about his face and making his shirt billow out behind him. He burst into a song. So in this paragraph, it's being said that by saying goodbye to Prem, he moved towards the forest. He mounted on his bicycle and he set out. His village was about 7 miles on the other side of the forest. So now there are two sides of the forest. He's standing on the first side and the distance between the forest and the village is 7 miles. He rode swiftly out of the village. Ahead of him, the smoke rose from the burning forest and the sky glowed red. As we can see that the smoke rose from the burning forest. There was smoke all around him and the sky had also turned red. He soon left the village far behind. He was now paddling on the edge of the forest. And this part was enjoyed by Romy very much. Why? Because the wind was rushing past him, blowing his hair, so his hair were blown in the air and his shirt were billow out. Billow out means bulging outwards. And then he was singing throughout the way. The smoke was thicker now and Romy caught the smell of burning timber. Timber is a wood. But ahead of him the road was clear, so he rode on. So now the smoke was getting thicker. That means there are chances that he is near to be burnt in the forest fire. So he rode on and on. It was a tough, dusty road through the forest. Tall trees grew on either side, but the spreading glow of the fire on the right lit up the road. So as we can see that as the smell was getting thicker, so there was a conscious danger in his mind. It was tough road, dusty road, and tall trees grew on either side. But spreading the glow of the fire on the right lit up the road. That means due to fire there was so much of light on the road. Usually the road was deserted, but this evening wild creatures were fleeing from the forest fire. The first animal that Romy saw was a hare leaping across the road in front of him. It was followed by several more hares. Then a band of monkeys ran across, chattering excitedly. So here generally the road was deserted. Why? Because no animal crossed the road. That means no one came on the road. But that evening, due to the forest fire, What happened? The wild creatures were fleeing here and there from the forest, and they were trying to save himself from the forest fire. And Romy saw a hare. It was the first animal he saw. And then there were several more hares. And then he saw a band of monkeys ran across. They'll be safe on the other side, thought Romy. The fire won't cross the road, but it was coming closer. He was so sure, Romy was so sure that the forest fire won't reach on the road. But it was getting very closer. Romy pedaled harder. He thought in half an hour he should be out of the forest. Suddenly, from the side of the road, several pheasants rose in the air, and with a whoosh, just in front of the oncoming bicycle. Taken by surprise, Romy fell off. He got up and saw that his knee was bleeding. It wasn't a deep cut. He took out his handkerchief and bandaged his knee. Then he mounted the bicycle again. See, we can see that Romy didn't cry, but instead he stood up and he bandaged his knees with the handkerchief, and then he mounted again on the bicycle. He rode a bit slower now because he's injured. The birds and animals kept coming out of the bushes because once he's hit by the several pheasants, and now he's very cautious. So now he's riding his bicycle very slow so that birds and animals do not strike with the bicycle again. Smaller birds too were rushing across the road. Parrots, jungle crows, owls, magpies, and the air was filled with their cries. So you can see that there is a tension in the forest. All animals as well as the birds are rushing here and there to save themselves from the forest fire. Romy could see the flames from behind the trees on his right, and he could hear the crackling as the dry leaves caught fire. The air was hot on his face. Now, before he could only smell the smoke coming out of the trees, but now he could see the flames behind the trees on his right, and he can also hear the crackling of the dry leaves caught by the fire. And the air, he was riding the bicycle, and the air which he was facing was also hot. A herd of deer crossed the road, and Romy had to stop until they had passed. Now there came a herd of deer, that means a group of deer. For more than one deer, we use the word herd. The herd of deer crossed the road, and Romy had to stop until they passed. Then he rode on, but now he was feeling afraid. That means he was scared. Why? Because there is a constant tension in his mind to catch the forest fire. From ahead came a faint clanging sound. A fire engine? There was no fire engines within 50 miles. Soon Romy discovered that the noise came from a small boy who was running along the forest path with 2 milk cans clattering to his side. As you can see in the picture, this is a person, and when he is taking these 2 cans of the milk, there is a clattering sound. So Romy thought that it is a fire engine, but then he thought there is no fire engine here, and then he discovered that it was a person with 2 milk cans in his hand. So now let us see what happens. Teju called Romy, recognizing a boy. What are you doing out here? So he is questioning the boy Teju, that what are you doing here? Trying to get home, of course, said Teju, panting along beside the bicycle. He said that he is trying to get home. Jump on, said Romy, stopping for him. What he said, Romy said that come along with me. Teju was only 8 or 9, a couple of years younger than Romy. He had come to deliver milk to some road workers, but the workers had left at the first signs of the fire, and Teju was hurrying home with his cans still full of milk. So here you can see Teju, who is 1 or 2 years younger than Romy. Now his duty is to deliver milk to the road workers, but the workers had left because of the signs of the fire. Now Teju is again going back home with the filled cans of milk. He got up on the crossbar of the bicycle and Romy moved on again. So now that Teju got up on the crossbar of the bicycle and now Romy moved on. "Keep beating your milk cans," said Romy. "Like that the animals will know we are coming. My bell doesn't make enough noise." So now the animals is trying to alert the animals that he is coming, so that they do not come out of the bushes on his path, so that he doesn't fall down again. So now the Romy is requesting the Teju that keep beating your milk can, so that he can give signals to animals not to come in the middle of his path. "I saw a python in the middle of the road. It stretched right across," said Teju. "I jumped right over it." So now Teju said that he saw a python and then it stretched right across. Python is a kind of snake. "I jumped right over it." The fire was much closer now. Flames shot up. Smoke billowed out above the forest. Romy's eyes were burning, but he couldn't stop now. Another 15 minutes of steady riding would get them to the small wooden bridge on the river that separated the forest from the sugarcane fields. Once across the river, they would be safe. Clang, clang, clang went Teju's milk cans, but the sounds of the fire grew louder too. So now the flame of the forest fire were shooting up. Smoke billowed out above the forest. Romy's eyes were burning, but he couldn't stop now, as if he stops his bicycle, we all know what will happen. Now another 15 minutes he has to ride, and he has to cross the forest fire and reach and across the river so that he can be safe. A tall silk cotton tree, its branches leaning across the road, had caught fire. They were almost beneath it when there was a crash and a burning branch fell to the ground a few yards in front of them. The boys had to get off the bicycle and drag it through the thorny bushes and then return to the road some distance ahead. So as you can see, a tall silk cotton tree had caught the fire, and now that tree had fell to the ground a few yards in front of them. So now if they want to cross, if they want to move forward on the road, they have to get off the bicycle, because in the middle of the road there was one tall silk cotton tree which fell on the ground right in front of them. So they got off the bicycle, drag it through the thorny bushes, and then return to the road some distance ahead. So today we'll discuss only this much till page number 106. We will study the further lesson in our next class.